Hey everybody, how's it going? Aaron Rift here along with good old JM, Jeff Meacham. How you doing today, Jeff?
Doing good. We're in Wrestlemania season mode here. I love it.
Wrestlemania season. Now, for today's video, we are going to discuss Wrestlemania and talk about our own potential fantasy cards for Wrestlemania because let's face it, the build-up for this year's Wrestlemania hasn't exactly been one of the better build-ups. Would you agree with that?
I would definitely agree with that. This is, it's funny. There have been worse WrestleManias that have been executed. You talk about 9, you talk about 11. But they still had a solid going in. They still had a solid build to them. This year's just is falling flat on its face. It's awful.
Now, I feel that to WWE's defense, a lot of guys got hurt. They had to change plans.
Well, yeah, you figure you got Orton out, Cena out, Rollins out, Undertaker's a part-timer at best. You know, you've got guys who, would be in marquee situations if they weren't, completely injured right now. So this is our own kid, those guys. So, it is a matter of injury, but it's also a matter of WWE not having contingency plans.
Right. And not listening to the crowds. They're going against what the crowds want. They can hear it loud and clearly. They knew before Fastlane that Roman Reigns was not working as the babyface challenger for the WWE title.
They've known since WrestleMania last year.
Yeah.
That Reigns was not the babyface challenger, and they're still pushing that down our throats.
Yeah. And my attitude when I came up with this fantasy card is WWE is going to continue doing huge business regardless. They're going to break the record for WrestleMania. They're going to make a ton of money. So why not come up with a card that satisfies the fans? My concern with the current WrestleMania card is there's really a no-win situation where the majority of fans are going to be able to leave the event happy.
Yeah, I honestly don't think they care about pay-per-view buy rates anymore because they have the network. So it should be a matter of satisfying us. And it hasn't been this year.
Satisfy your paying customers, the hardcore fans that shell out the big bucks, the fans that spend hundreds of dollars to go to WrestleMania, or thousands of dollars when you include airfare and hotel.
And
Why not give the people what they want? You're going to make money one way or another. Why shove Roman Reigns down everybody's throat as the babyface character when you can do other matches and do fans right? Do them right.
Exactly.
Now,
what's the problem? Doing us the wrong way.
Yeah, we're taking it up the rear.
We're taking it up the rear, all right. Yeah, seriously.
All right, so let's start at the top. What would you do with Roman Reigns for WrestleMania? What do you think he should be doing? And should he be a heel? Should it be a face? Who should his opponent be?
Well, I honestly went with what they're giving us, honestly. They want Roman Reigns to be the champion. So what I would have done is not had him lose the championship to Triple H. Not had him defend the title in the Rumble match in the first place,
Right.
which was stupid, and had Dean Ambrose win the Royal Rumble and challenge Roman. Have what we won, at least 2/3 of it.
Yeah.
Have the Shield in the main event.
Right.
And have Roman and Dean just go at it at Arlington.
Well, that was my main event. My main event would have been Dean Ambrose versus Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship.
Yes.
Now, I think that Triple H and Roman Reigns, they had a good build-up for that, but with the reaction Roman was getting, I just don't feel that Triple H needs to be in the main event at WrestleMania. I know a lot of guys have been injured, and WWE wants to have a top legend, as many legends as possible, but I just don't feel the need for Triple H to be wrestling. For me personally, I don't really care to see Triple H wrestle anymore.
People are going to watch WrestleMania whether Triple H is in a suit
Exactly.
or he's in trunks.
I would definitely prefer WWE showcasing their other talent, and instead of just relying on the part-timers, put the emphasis on the rising stars like Dean Ambrose. Have him and Roman Reigns be the main event at WrestleMania and do a heel turn. Have either Roman Reigns or Dean Ambrose. And honestly, I'm fine with either one. I mean, I think it's better to turn Roman Reigns, but WWE needs a top heel, and it shouldn't be Triple H.
No.
It needs to be somebody else. It needs to be somebody who's full-time on the roster.
Yeah. And unfortunately, they've built Roman so far into Cena mode now that any heel turn will just fall flat.
Right.
We're booing him anyway.
Yeah.
So personally, I'm not. I get the dislike, but I also don't boo Cena either. So
Right.
that's me. I think that Roman, honestly, would be better off as a sort of an arrogant bad guy, but the way they're booking it now, it should just be a babyface championship match between Roman
and you could
Dean.
you could shoot a heel turn after WrestleMania.
Exactly.
The night after, you can have one of them turn heel and side with Triple H.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I would have had Ambrose win the title at the Fastlane pay-per-view, honestly, or not have Triple H win the title in the first place, like you said, and just have Ambrose win the Rumble.
Yeah.
I think they should have called an audible at the Rumble when the crowd was going nuts for Dean Ambrose. He should have just thrown out Triple H and won the match.
Well, we said that 4 years ago when we should call audible when Jericho was getting such
Yeah.
strong action against Sheamus, and look what happened there. Look what happened Mania with Sheamus after that.
Yeah, they like to stick to their script so much, but sometimes I
Yeah.
feel like sometimes you just have to make a change right there on the spot, depending on how the crowd is reacting.
Yes.
And Ambrose is so over with the fans, despite losing time and time again, yet he never gets that big push to the top.
He's usurped the ultimate underdog role that Rey Mysterio had, combined with the badass anti-authority thing that Steve Austin had. He's the perfect combination of babyface. He's Mysterio and Austin in the same mold.
Yeah. Everybody loves the guy. I just
Yeah.
don't get why they don't go with him all the way.
Pull the trigger, people. Come on.
Exactly. Now, the current plan for WrestleMania, of course, is Ambrose versus Lesnar. So what do we do with Brock Lesnar if Ambrose is facing Roman Reigns?
Well, honestly, this is hindsight being 2020 now, I would have honestly given Undertaker his rematch with Lesnar now and not
Yeah.
back in whenever it was October.
Yeah, when they did the Hell in a Cell
Cell.
match.
I'd have Hell in a Cell with them April 3rd.
There you go.
Undertaker brought that way. Undertaker can go out on top. Yes, he should beat Lesnar at least once, and he did. If you count that horrible SummerSlam
Yeah.
botch finish that they had, but to have a definitive victory inside his greatest achievement of match, as far as Hell in a Cell goes, against his most worthy opponent, Brock Lesnar, what better way to write him off into the sunset?
Yeah, I think WWE's attitude, though, was, hey, we're going to do Cena versus Undertaker so we can just blow off the Lesnar-Undertaker feud.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, things just didn't work out. But that would have been a very suitable match for WrestleMania. I'd like to see Lesnar versus Wyatt. You know, that was what they were building up at the Royal Rumble. And I know fans are not crazy about the idea of Wyatt losing yet again, but they could have shot an angle at WrestleMania where the Wyatt family tries to interfere on Bray's behalf, and then it backfires, and that sets up the breakup of the Wyatt family and a Bray Wyatt babyface turn.
Well, you mentioned to me when you pitched this scenario to me that we needed to use active, non-injured roster members.
Right.
Bray Wyatt, for all we know, apparently has a bad back.
Yeah.
So he won't be wrestling at WrestleMania.
Which is why that match at Roadblock did not take place.
Exactly. If Bray were healthy, I would have put Brock and Bray on my card.
Yeah.
But because Bray is apparently not healthy, I switched it to Brock Undertaker.
Right. And, I'm fine with Undertaker and Shane, but only because WWE has run out of options. Ideally, if Cena wasn't hurt, Undertaker and Cena would have been my pick for Undertaker's opponent.
Well, I got a question on this week's Talk Wrestling or whatever it's going to air about Shane and Undertaker. If they're going to do it right, if they're going to have some sort of huge story if Shane wins, brand extension, whatever the case may be, then I'm all for that.
Right.
But if they're bringing back Shane in this huge high-profile role just to get his ass handed to him at WrestleMania, what a waste.
Yeah,
What
I
a
agree.
waste.
I feel that if Shane McMahon was going to be facing The Undertaker, that's fine, but have a compelling story, and so far up to this point, I feel that the build has been very disappointing for this match.
Every match has been very flat, with the exception of the match that I'm going to put on my card, that's going to be on the card anyway, AJ and Jericho. It hasn't been announced yet, that I know of, but that match should be on the card.
Well, it's almost certainly going to be.
Well, but it hasn't been officially announced as far as we know yet, so that's on my card. It shouldn't have been at, whatever it was, Fastlane that they had that rematch, the third match. They should have built that way, way slower.
Right.
And had it build toward AJ Styles is the best guy to come from being a TNA original to now being WWE. Period. You can talk to me about Austin Aries and Samoa Joe and these other guys. AJ was frickin' TNA for 12 years.
Yeah.
And there's no reason he shouldn't be in a marquee match at WWE's biggest show.
TNA, a.k.a. that company he worked for from 2002. You saw that.
Edgy Christian, you guys are fucking awesome. I love you guys.
That was the best segment that they've done
Absolutely.
on that show.
Absolutely. It was so well done. And then you have Chris Jericho, who is not in the prime of his career anymore, but he's still in better shape than you are. That's for goddamn sure. And he can still go. And he can go with a guy like AJ Styles. And you've got, a guy who claims to be the best in the world at what he does against people, the wrestler many people think is the best in the world right now, AJ Styles. There's a match that booked itself. I put it on my fantasy card. WWE's probably announcing it right now on .com as we're taping this, so I'm going to look like a complete idiot when this goes up.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because it should be on the card.
Yeah, well, that's almost certainly going to be the match.
Yes.
But in my opinion, I would have gone with AJ challenging Owens for the IC title. I did a poll about AJ's opponent for WrestleMania, and Owens got the most votes. Mm-hmm. To me, that was a match people really wanted to see, and when they did that tease at the Royal Rumble, I felt like that would have been the ideal match for WrestleMania. I really want to see, regardless of what the match is, I want to see a one-on-one match for the IC title. I'm not a fan of them doing this multi-man match. I think they got it ass backwards. I think the U.S. title match should be the multi-man match, and the IC title should be a one-on-one match.
It's funny. I've got both championships defended in singles matches.
Okay, what's your U.S. title match?
Kalisto versus Sin Cara.
Ooh, that's interesting.
There's no real hatred behind the feud or anything, let's be honest. But, it's something that we would all like to see because we got that at WrestleMania 21 when tag team champions faced each other, and it was the best match on the card, arguably. Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio. This match, the current Sin Cara is a great worker in the ring, and Kalisto he can do shit I can't even dream of.
Yeah.
Honestly. These guys can have a great match, and for the Intercontinental Championship, I want to see Owens and Zayn.
Well, that's the thing too. That is fine for WrestleMania. I just feel that Zayn got his revenge at the Royal Rumble, and I feel that AJ's right now a bigger star than Zayn. So I feel that Owens versus AJ would have been a bigger match. What I would have done with the U.S. title is gone with a multi-man match, so you get your top mid-carders in a high-profile match. I would have done Kalisto versus Zayn versus Jericho versus Miz versus Ziggler versus Neville. Unfortunately, Neville is likely going to miss WrestleMania now. What a terrible situation for him. I feel so bad
for the company. Period. God, there's so many injuries.
Yet another injury. I feel so bad for Neville, but I would have done that like a 6-way ladder match for the U.S. title, something like that. I like the idea of a ladder match being a WrestleMania. You got Hell in a Cell. This is supposed to be the biggest WrestleMania of all time.
Right.
So why not have a ladder match in addition to Hell in a Cell and just stack the card as much as possible? This is your Super Bowl.
Exactly.
So I would have done that. I'm fine with the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, whatever. It gets everybody on the card. I mean, do you have any other ideas for a multi-man match that could get a lot of the roster guys in one match?
No, I actually put most of the guys you put in your U.S. title match in the Andre Battle Royal.
Okay.
So,
you know who I would throw in the Andre Battle Royal? The League of Nations.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of League of Nations facing New Day because I feel New Day should be against a better team, a team that has more long-term potential. I would have gone with New Day defending the titles against Enzo and Cass. And have Enzo and Cass win the tag team titles at WrestleMania and really kick their careers into high gear on the main roster.
Well, the problem with Enzo and Cass is they haven't even showed them on the main roster yet.
Well, they were at Roadblock.
Well, that was one show, though.
And you saw how over they were and how received that match
Trust
was.
me, I love Enzo and Cass. I had from the get. But, for me, I would have put the tag champions, the New Day, versus the Usos versus the Dudleys.
Well, there you go. I actually like that better than New Day versus League of Nations, honestly.
Yeah,
I would have just thrown League of Nations in the damn Battle Royal.
Yep, I agree.
If anybody should be in the Battle Royal, it's them. But I do like that idea. I mean, they're doing Usos versus Dudleys, which to me, I mean, yes, they have been building up to that, but I feel it would have been, if they were going to do a multi-team match, I think New Day versus Usos versus Dudleys would have been a solid match to do at WrestleMania.
I mean, they're already doing one triple threat match, which I actually kept on my fantasy card, and that was Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky.
I agree.
With the exception, call Bailey up too.
Ooh, there you go.
4 of them.
The 4 horsewomen.
4 horsewomen at WrestleMania.
That's the only way you could have made it stronger. But yeah, I think with the Divas title match, I would not change it. I think that they made the right call to make it a triple threat and add Becky to the Lynch. Did I just say Becky to the Lynch?
You sure did.
Add Becky to the mix.
To the mix.
Becky
Lynch
goes
to
on
the
the
mix.
No DQ Botchamania.
Botchamania, No DQ Botchamania, that's right.
Yeah.
I actually watched the Talk Wrestling Botchamania that you taped, whatever it was, years ago.
Yeah.
Always good stuff here on NoDQ.com, people.
I did do a No DQ Botchamania.
I haven't seen that
a couple years back.
I'll have to watch that one.
Yeah, you should. But yeah, I think that it was the right call to add her to the match because she got such a strong reaction at the Rumble, and she's been getting very, very strong reactions from the fans. So that was one of the rare cases where WWE listened to the crowd and adjusted accordingly.
Now, I would have what's probably going to happen, Brie Bella versus Lana as another deal. I know. Hang on. Let me get there. I know. Oh, it's going to suck. It is going to suck.
You need a bathroom break match.
You need a bathroom break. Exactly. And most usually, unless you have a really solid Divas wrestler in the match, the Divas matches have been the bathroom break. And that's not a dig on Brie Bella personally. She's a sweet. I love Brie. I've always loved her when I've met her, and I'm sure Lana's a very nice person. But their match is going to suck.
Right.
So you got to throw it in there to have a bathroom break match. Pre-show, I would do 2 matches.
Okay.
I'm trying to get everybody that's active on the show
involved. Yeah.
Involved. I'd have a 6 diva tag match. I'd have Naomi and Tamina team up with Summer against Alicia, Natalya, and Paige.
Okay.
I would just get them on the card.
You know what? That's fine.
And then those 2 knuckleheads, the Ascension, since we're going to give them something to do besides being the Boundary Battle Royal, Golden Truth.
There you go.
On the pre-show,
so you have a funny comedy match. So you have a little bit of something for everybody. You have a comedy match. You have a 6-person match, which I don't believe there are any on the card.
I think I have 2 of them.
Well, New Day versus League of Nations, might end up being 3-on-3 or
4-on-3 or whatever.
You know, if they're gonna do that match at WrestleMania, I mentioned this on Twitter. I want to see Norman Smiley beat.
I want to see the big wiggle with the New Day.
Yeah,
that's all I want to see.
All 4 guys doing the big wiggle simultaneously on the League of Nations,
which would literally fuck the League of Nations right in the ass.
Exactly.
Just saying.
And you know what? That would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
I would go for that.
I can see it now. That's scary.
All right, now last thing before we wrap this up, do you have any other matches you wanted to add?
No, I got everything.
Okay.
As far as winning the Under Battle Royal,
that's an interesting one, but that's more about predictions.
Right, but let Sandow have something.
You know what? I agree with that.
Please?
I would love that, but we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that when we get there, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
The poor bastard can't catch a break since Hogan got fired.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
Now my last topic here. What about what you do with John Cena and Austin and The Rock and Mick Foley, all these guys that are coming in but not wrestling? What do you do with these guys? What roles do you give them?
Well, the first thing I would do is stop this ridiculousness and bring back Hogan. And that's just, and maybe the Hulkamaniac talking, and that's fine. But this is supposed to be the biggest WrestleMania of all time. You're supposed to get 100,000 people in the stadium. You're not going to pack 100,000 people in the stadium without John Cena, without The Rock.
Well, they're already going to. But they're going to pack 85,000 at least,
85.
and then say they have 100,000.
Well, I want to be there counting people as they walk in, because 100,000 is not going to happen. I don't care what kind of set they do.
No, I don't think that that's physically possible. But
well, no, it is if they do a basic set. Cowboy Stadium fits 105 or something thousand people for a football game.
With standing room only.
With standing room only, which is fine. But they're not going to get the Mania they want without their big stars of the past and present featured in some role on the show.
Yeah, but the question is, what do you do?
I know, I'm getting there. I would have them just do some sort of weird, segment in the ring that showcases all their great promo, like their great promo skills. Because Cena can talk a blue streak, so can Rock, so can Austin, so can Hogan. You know, they all have the gift of gab, but they gotta do something comedic. Because Cena can't work. Rock is not supposed to work. He's not insured. Austin can't work. Hogan can't work. So they can't do anything wrestling-wise. Unless they're gonna... What they should do is have those 4 guys beat up the social outcasts.
Ooh, I like that. That works. You have the social outcasts come out, the 4 of them, and then they get confronted by the big 4.
One at a time.
One at a time.
They come out there and like, wait a minute, let me talk to these guys too. That shit writes itself.
That is a great idea, Jeff.
Thank you.
I love that. Social outcasts getting their asses kicked by the 4 biggest stars in the history of WWE.
Or WrestleMania. Yeah,
leg
exactly.
drop. Well, I don't think Hogan can do a leg drop, but you can throw punches or they can run into Hogan's fist.
They run into Hogan's fist. They can do the stunner. They can do the rock bottom. Cena, I don't know how his shoulder is with the.
He could probably
AA.
do an FU with or AA at this point.
Yeah, you know. FU. I know FU. Sorry, I know.
Yeah, I think that is.
I'm well trained.
I think that's a perfect idea for those
you.
guys for WrestleMania.
Thank
Good
you.
job, Jeff.
And just keep them out of Battle Royal because they don't deserve to be in that one either.
Yeah, that way they get a significant spot at WrestleMania.
They get their Mania moment.
Yes, exactly. All right, so that'll wrap it up for our thoughts on how WWE should book WrestleMania 32. We are the armchair bookers here, acting like we know it all.
That's right.
So leave a comment on YouTube.
I mean, the thing is, we do, though.
Well,
we do.
To a degree.
To a degree.
Leave a comment on YouTube. Let us know what you thought about the video, what you would do for WrestleMania 32, what you would keep, what you would take out. Let us know what you think, and stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest. Follow Jeff at twitter.com/_Jeff Meacham, and we will see you guys next time.